Predecessor. If you think your dishwasher is only good for cleaning or that your washer dryer is just for laundry, think again. Those appliances can also reduce your impact on climate change if you make sure not to run them between peak hours of 4 to 9 p.m. because outside those times, there's more renewable energy for them to use. SCE Time of Use Rate, an easy way to make a change for the better. Visit sce.com/TOU rates for more information.
Good Rising. The Good Rising podcast is a collection of 6 mini shows curated to give you a daily shot of inspiration, motivation, humor, relationship advice, and even astrology. You can choose to listen to one or all of the daily Good Risings offerings available on our feed. It's the perfect daily practice for anyone looking to lead a more intentional, mindful, and inspired life. Listen to the Good Risings podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The spell is cast. Halloween time is back at the Disneyland Resort. And now, Kfi Am 640 wants to give you a chance to get in on the magic. Happy Hauntings are returning to both Disney California Adventure Park and Disneyland Park. It's so much fiendish fun. It's a real scream now through October 31st. Don't miss the celebration. Offering subject to capacity. Restrictions can change without notice. Keep listening for your chance to win tickets on KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Yeah, another big blob of money for you.
KFI has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword EASY, EASY, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's EASY to 200-200.
Easy? Is that what he said? Wasn't paying attention. Easy to 200-200. Pick up the phone if it rings, because it might be the money, even if you don't recognize the numbers. Coming from the 513 area code. And listen to KFI. There's a winning keyword at 20 after the hour every weekday, 5:20 a.m. to 7:20 p.m. Next chance to win is with Tim Conway at 6:20 if he doesn't gamble the money away.
Not long after the indictment against Mark Ridley Thomas was announced, and it deals with his time on the LA County Board of Supervisors, a couple of supervisors said, let's take a look at the contracts here. Let's hire an outside law firm to do an audit of the contracts here. First we all thought, the Ridley Thomas contracts, and then one of the supervisors, this Hilda Solis, said, no, all of them, from 2008 to 2020.
Yeah, right.
He was elected to the LA City Council in 2020. That's when he left the board.
So what's this about? Fake grandstanding, or are they worried? They must be worried there's more stuff in there.
It's hard to say, but prosecutors allege that the scheme between Ridley Thomas and this then dean of USC School of Social Work, this Marilyn Flynn, started when he was actually chair of the Board of Supervisors in 2017. I don't know if that gives you a little extra power to push stuff through, but he was the chair. Their school, of course, was facing a major budget deficit, and she wanted Ridley Thomas to approve millions of dollars in contracts from the County Department of Children and Family Services, the Probation Department, and the Department of Mental Health. One of the requests involved expanding an existing contract for something called USC Telehealth, which provides remote therapy to children and young people. They already had an 18-month contract, which was approved in 2016 for $500,000, but in 2018, the board unanimously approved the contract extension. They actually increased the reimbursement rate to $120 per session. So that's just one of the deals that is definitely suspicious here. And we mentioned another one yesterday. On August 1st of 2017, a motion co-authored by Ridley Thomas and good old Sheila Kuehl created a new center run by the USC School of Social Work and the County Probation Department to help former inmates integrate into society.
These people think that their good intentions give them cover. That's why his defenders at the city council today were bloviating about the good work he's done with the community. And Sheila Kuehl probably thought, well, we can get away with this because these are good works for the community. And they feel that, and I think in Ridley Thomas's mind, he does so much good work that he's entitled to a cut. And I'm sure that's how they rationalize it in their head. They probably don't think they're doing anything wrong. It's like, hey, look, This is $9 million to do good work, and then I'd bail out my loser son. But it's always a cover, because then if you criticize it, it's like, well, how dare you? Do you know how many young people I'm helping, and poor people and sick people, and I'm providing opportunities that they wouldn't get, and racism, and that's what they do.
You may be right, because why would they provide such an email trail if they knew they were doing something corrupt?
Because at some point they don't think they're corrupt. They just feel like they're getting their share of the big tax river coming downstream. They're providing so much tax money for everybody else. All they want is their cut, you know? Their broker fee. They're 5%. And they've got these big, bloated, self-aggrandizing egos. I mean, how many times has he gone off about all the wonderful things he does for people, right? And all he gets are people kissing his ass and sucking up to him and saying, hey, Mark, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. And, he gives them another, $1 million in their program. And then there's the campaign contributions. I mean, they're like celebrities. You know how Hollywood celebrities get this weird, bloated, entitled sense that they can get away with anything? It's Ridley Thomas. It's what he is. He feels like he deserves it. And he knows he can always start waving the racism flag in case somebody criticizes.
All right, we got more coming up.
John and Ken, KFI, Deborah Marquez News.
As we've been hearing, LA City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas has pleaded not guilty to federal bribery and conspiracy charges. The indictment is nearly 35 pages long. He made his initial court appearance by video from his lawyer's office. Prosecutors argue Ridley Thomas is an economic threat to the community and asked the bond to be set at $100,000. The judge set it at $50,000. Trial is set for December. Ridley Thomas has been suspended from his job at the LA City Council. It's in response to the federal corruption charges against him. This woman who lives in Ridley Thomas's district told the council members they should let Ridley Thomas keep his job.
He has brought tirelessly for this community, and it is better for his decades of public service. We cannot afford to lose his leadership.
The council's vote was 11-3. Those who voted no say Ridley Thomas has the right to due process, and the council should not rush to judgment. City Controller Ron Galperin has said if Ridley Thomas was suspended, he would stop paying the councilman's salary. 3 elementary school students from Sacramento who have been stuck in Afghanistan have finally made it out of the country. SOI Baker Elementary School Principal Nate McGill says several groups work together to secretly get the kids and their families out.
They are in the humanitarian city in Abu Dhabi. They are currently just doing their intake, quarantining, getting documents ready and paperwork, and making sure that they're healthy and rested to return.
The students have been trying to get out of Afghanistan since U.S. troops left the country at the end of August. And some people in Texas will soon get their Walgreens deliveries by drone.
This will be the first time a commercial drone delivery service has ever been available in a major U.S. metro.
Jacob Demmett with the drone company Wings says Walgreens will be trying out the new transportation method in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
It has nice yards. The housing makeup here, lots of single-family homes with nice yards for drone delivery.
The drones can carry up to 3 pounds and travel 65 miles per hour, 150 feet above ground. Wings says it expects to start the commercial service in the coming months once it gets approval from state and local governments. And Facebook may soon get a facelift.
In the form of a name change. The company is reportedly planning to change its name as part of a rebranding campaign.
It's kind of like when Google changed its name to Alphabet, and Google became just the largest division in Alphabet.
CNBC's Jane Wells told Wake Up Calls the move is meant to show the tech company is more than just a giant in social media.
It wants to be this metaverse of things with WhatsApp and Oculus and Instagram and Facebook.
CEO Mark Zuckerberg apparently plans to talk about the new name at a conference next week. Jennifer Jones-Lee, KFI News.
Going to the 210 in Pasadena.
On the westbound side, there was a crash coming up on Fair Oaks that's now out of lanes, but we are still seeing quite the backup getting away from Santa Anita Avenue out of Arcadia. Eastbound slowing away from just about Mountain, with delays taking you ahead in stretches towards the 15 freeway. Let's check in with Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, Superwomansuperlawyer.com. Checking out Orange.
Yeah, we're getting some troubles in Orange County. The 55 northbound, just approaching the 91. They're just going out of the transition to the East 91 there.
Now that is backed up and it's got the normal slowing all the way back out of Irvine there, starting about 405. It's up to 5 northbound. That's heavy now, starting a little before Culver, just leaving Sand Canyon. Very tough up towards Disney Way, and the 5 there is not exactly the happiest place on earth. The 5 southbound, we've got problems approaching the Orange Crush there in the 2 right lanes, and they're saying that might be a half hour to an hour on that. That's adding to slowing now from Harbor Boulevard down through Santa Ana. Injured in an accident? Visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the sky.
Casino Hills is crawling on the 71 southbound from Pine Avenue to the 91. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
Hey, it's Steve Stroke. If you've decided to sell your house, I know it is tempting to just get it listed as is or even take one of those cash-out deals. But why sell yourself short when making just the right upgrades will maximize its sale value? You mean like flipping our own home, Dean? We don't have the expertise or the cash for that. I know, but my friends at Revive do. Revive knows exactly what to change, what to spend, and where to spend it. They'll manage everything for you and front all the costs. Yes, Revive fronts the cost. They get paid back from escrow, but the profit gained is all yours. How much profit? The average client makes over 200% profit on what Revive invests on their behalf. It's a no-brainer. Reach out to iloverevive.com today and see if your home qualifies. To make the most from the sale of your home, go to iloverevive.com. That's iloverevive.com.
Southland weather from KFI, partly cloudy tomorrow, highs mid to upper 70s for Metro LA, mid 70s to low 80s in the valleys, upper 70s in Inland OC, upper 70s to low 80s in the IE. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Deborah Mark.
Hi, we're Hope. Meet Dr. Daryl Pearlstein. He's a thoracic surgeon at the Hoag Family Cancer Institute who loves the outdoors and hiking. He's also a leader in robotic-assisted surgery who trains other surgeons nationwide. Dr. Pearlstein would love to get to know you and is ready to make a positive difference in your family's life. Get to know Hoag. Visit hoaghealth.org and find your physician today.
Coming to the all-new Mottleshoot Casino Event Center, the funky, flashy master of cool, Morris Day and the Time. Catch Morris Day and the Time live November 18th at 8 p.m. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com for ticket information. Morris Day and the Time, live at Muttleshoot Casino, the biggest and best in the Northwest.
When Bill and I needed new windows over 20 years ago, we picked a company we thought would do a good job. We were so disappointed.
We saw a genuine need for a company with strong character, one that people could have faith in.
American Vision Windows was born right then and there.
What sets American Vision Windows apart is easily the culture. Their greatest investment is in their employees, and it shows.
It was a great experience. I could have asked for anything better.
I've been in the construction trade for 35 years. The level of quality of products that they use for their prep work was top-notch.
American Vision Windows continues to revolutionize the home improvement industry one customer at a time while changing the lives of our employees for the better. It's so simple.
Happy employees, happy customers.
For a limited time, we pay the tax, plus 0 payments until 2023. Call 888-226-9908. That's 888-226-9908. Or visit AmericanVisionWindows.com. Tax based on materials only. On purchase of 8 or more windows cannot be combined with any other offers. Unapproved credit. Some restrictions apply. Offers price 11/30/21. CSL number 778326.
Accident, moving to be called it good the morning, called it the
Fantastic. All right. Good deal. Yeah, fine.
I was thinking, oh, it's another scam call, and then I thought, oh no, it might be KFI.
When you hit the keyword, text it in for your chance to pocket $1,000
Thank you so much.
from KFI AM 640.
more stimulating talk.
Johnny Jen Show. John Codell, King Campo, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, I warned you about this earlier in the show, so I'm just going to say it. There is a new strain of the contagious Delta variant. AY 4.2 is a new variant of interest. It has arrived in the U.S. after being monitored in the United Kingdom. Okay, there you go. 10 to 15% more transmissible than Delta. AY 4.2. Keep it in. Today, the New York Times took a look at something that I think is fascinating a lot of us. They call it, "Where are the workers? How can so many Americans afford not to work, and will it last?" By David Leonhardt. A shortage of bus drivers has forced school districts to combine routes. A lack of servers has caused restaurants to reduce hours. And you may have noticed that checkout lines at supermarkets, drugstores, and other retailers have grown. The labor shortage of 2021 is conspicuous and perplexing. How can several million people who were working before the pandemic get by now without a paycheck? I think some of us have asked that same question. So, some of the explanations are ones we've talked about before. Thanks to pandemic stimulus programs during both the Trump and Biden administrations, many families have received multiple checks from the federal government over the past 18 months. Also, the stimulus programs did increase the size of our employment benefits. And home values and stock prices rose too. As a result, many households have more of a financial cushion than they used to. If anything, the recent increases in savings have been larger at the bottom of the economic spectrum than at the top, which is kind of an upside-down result that we don't usually see. So, the belief is that with this cushion, especially people in the service industries who got disrupted by COVID-19, have decided they don't like their old jobs enough to return. Some have simply quit their jobs.